Take Bina Break.
Download Tak app.
Anil, this is Agni from Aajkal. What about the thought to take Ishan Porel?
The idea was to have an Indian fast bowler. Ishan has done really well in domestic cricket. He is someone who we had identified, and he's, I think, a good backup for Mohammad Shami. Both come from the same state. They play for the same team, so it's good to have a young Indian fast bowler in the ranks.
Anil bhai, Shomik from Indian Express. Anil bhai, as this auction progressed, we saw a pattern like franchises basically in bid for overseas fast bowlers and power hitters. Why do you think, it sort of follows such kind of a pattern?
I think it's pretty obvious that bowlers are critical in a T20 competition, and for us, at least the gaps that we had to fill were pretty evident. We had to fill the fast bowlers slots and also the power hitters, because for us in the middle order we needed someone who could really be a destructive player, and that's why we chose Glenn Maxwell. Of course, all-rounders is a blessing if you can get one, and we were lucky to get Neesham. And then death bowling and fast bowlers in Cottrell and Jordan. So yes, foreigners, we had 4 slots, so obviously the choice or the money that we had to spend was more on the 4 foreign players.
I would like to ask Mr. Berlis, the fact that 5 of the 7 here at the back.
Sorry.
5 of the 7 signings of yours are Indians. So can you just give an insight into the thought process behind it? And also the 2 overseas signings, both you got at base price. Would you refer to them as steals?
Yeah, well, obviously we had a fairly set overseas roster. So we didn't need a lot of overseas players, but obviously someone like Mitch Marsh, we wanted a strong hitter in the middle order that was an all-rounder that could bowl some pace as well. So that's why we got Mitch. 5 local Indian boys who were all good young players that we wanted to give an opportunity to.
Before we continue, Kings 11 have an announcement to make.
Yeah, we wanted to make an announcement of our captain. KL Rahul will lead the side for Kings 11 in the 2020 IPL.
Keeping in T20s, being the main batsman and now captain, how much of a toll can he handle all this?
I think we have seen one of the best captains in Indian cricket, being a wicketkeeper and batsman. I think we also have Nicholas Puran in the team. So yes, it's still a few months before we sit down and identify who's going to keep wickets.
Anil bhai, this is Sabyasachi from Isomai. My question is, what was the thought when to get Sheldon Cottrell in your pack of things?
Like I mentioned, we needed a fast bowler. A left-hander would be even better. So we looked at Cottrell to fill up that role, and somebody who could bowl anywhere in the 20 overs. So that's something that we had identified, and I'm glad that we got Cottrell.
Hi. Hi. This is Shayan from Sportstar. My question is for Mr. Jindal. I just wanted to know, even before the auction started, perhaps Delhi Capitals had some of the big names of Indian cricket. So there's not much clarity on the captaincy. Any word on that?
No, Shreyas Iyer is going to remain the captain of Delhi Capitals.
Okay. And any particular reason? Because you have a Ravichandran Ashwin and Rahane.
I think last year Delhi went from from being the 8th place team in 2017 to coming 3rd last year. And Shreyas had done has done a wonderful job for Delhi Capitals last season. Also in the last 12 months, Shreyas has cemented his place in the Indian limited overs side. So we see no reason to tinker with the winning formula. And I think the fact that we got Ashwin and Rahane into the squad adds experience and depth to our squad. And I think Shreyas will benefit from having experience alongside him. But the final decisions will be his and the head coaches.
Yeah, this is a question to Mr. General. Hi, I'm Dhiman, I work for the Hindustan Times. How do you look at the overall Delhi Capitals scene at the auction, with specific reference to the fact that you released somebody like Trent Bolt, but do you think that you got somebody who would be a like for like, or how did you kind of get around the fact that you're not getting somebody like for like?
I think when we took the decision to release Trent Bolt in the trading window, the thought process behind that was that if you look at Trent Bolt's strengths, he's wonderful with the new ball. We had Ishant Sharma, and we have him this season as well, who also is extremely effective with the new ball. We were looking to add someone who could bowl in the death overs. Last year in the playoffs, when we played the crunch games and Rabada left for the World Cup preparations, Delhi Capitals suffered a great deal. So that's why our auction strategy was very clear that let us release Trent Bolt and get that purse back in for the auction and go for someone with the likes of either Pat Cummins or Chris Wokes. Obviously, Pat Cummins went above our budget, so we're very, very excited that we got Chris Wokes, because not only can he bowl very effectively in the death overs, he also adds something with the bat.